are thrilled today to welcome back to our galleries poet Douglas Kearney. It's been a minute, but everybody's very happy to have you back on the scene here. Just a brief introduction before we get into our reading this afternoon. Kearney operates as a performer and librettist in addition to his work as a poet in the traditional sense, often drawing from and collaborating with artists in the context of experimental and traditional theater, opera, and Black culture. He has staged 3 operas to date in his career, Crescent City, Suction, and Mordake. Between 2014 and 16 alone, he published a collection of writings titled Mess and Mess and, as well as the books Patter, The Black Automaton, and Someone Took They Tongues. On the occasion of Lauren Halsey's We Still Here There, which is on view just in the gallery next to us, please walk through it if you haven't already. Kearney will be doing a reading today paralleling some of their shared interest in Afrofuturism and funk. The essay he penned for Lauren Halsey's 2014 exhibition at the Studio Museum in Harlem as part of the Artist in Residence program was entitled Lauren Halsey, Digging the Here Now. The title of her installation might even nod lovingly to that. Halsey met Douglas while she was a student at Cal Arts, where Douglas still teaches in the School of Critical Studies. He's received a Whiting Writers Award and residencies and fellowships from Cave Canem, the Rauschenberg Foundation, among others. Please join me in welcoming him.
Thank you all very much. Just real quick, how many of you have not yet seen Lauren's installation? Anybody here hasn't seen it yet? Okay, you can feel free to at any point, like, go that way. If you go that way in the middle of this, I'm gonna consider it racism, but if you go in there, I'm gonna consider you want to get deeper and closer to the real shit. And then it's just gentrification. But you know, it's gonna be something. Nobody gets out of this clean. I'm so glad to be here. I've had the opportunity to support Lauren Halsey's work for several years now. And it's an honor to be here today to provide yet another way of thinking about her work. She gives so many different points of entry, different you know, whether we're talking about the vernacular, or whether we're talking about funk, or whether we're talking about Afrofuturism, I mean, all that stuff y'all can read about and see, but I feel like I'm here today kind of in service of our conversation that we've been having for a long time. So I'm gonna jump into it. I'm gonna be reading stuff from Buck Studies, just a little side tidbit that's probably only interesting to me. Each one of the books that I've published, I tend to think of as associated with the genre of music. My first book, Fear Some, was like a pop album. You know, it's just the best stuff I felt I had. The Black Automaton was hip hop. Patter was soul. Messan Messan has been called avant-garde jazz. I didn't have a name for that when somebody else said, no, that's what it is. I was like, okay, I'll take it. Someone Took Their Tongues was definitely opera, and this one is funk. Afrofuturism. Won't you let me take you on a cruise? Ooh, rockets. Rockets. Rockets, moonshots, rockets. Moonshots, take me to. Take me to, 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 take rockets, take me to, moonshots, take me to. So far ahead, it's behind us. Moses told her ray gun saying, moonwalk or get disintegrated. Rockets, moonshots, take me to, 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 take me to. Pharaohs go far away, oh, no riding place down there. Moonshots, rockets, eject. Thrones thrown up like you just don't care. Take me to, take me to, take me to, take me to, take me to. What our antennas said we was bugged, so us eyed the light up to light out. Whole of the place blacked up, so blacks out this terror. Oh, great getting up, launching. Space-suited queens in foil to fly. Flight-suited kings sky around shining. Zip, 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 zip off the planetation. Beyond the stairs to nigger heaven. Rockets, moonshots, rockets, Moonshots, Astro Sheen, bling. Remy Martian, bling. Cadillac, Spacey Adams, bling. Rockets, take me to, take me to, take me to, take me. Who you calling Buck Rogers? Are we there yet? Are we yet? Are we there? Are there we there yet? Are we here yet? There. Ooh-wee, NASA been good to us. Doggone it, I'm serious. Rockets, moonshots, it's an escape craft from now and then by way of then and soon. Yeah. It's the where, the when we go when the call gets no response. Do you read? Over. Ooh-wee, who you calling Starbuck? Take me to, take me to, take me to. Pilot, rockets, pilot, moonshots, rockets, pilot, moonshots, pilot, 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 pilot. Now, Afrofuturism is the radical notion that black people have a future. Now, I was educated in the Pasadena Unified School District, which means I had a sort of auxiliary enrichment courses taught to me by the Hanna-Barbera curriculum. And according to the Hanna-Barbera curriculum, black people don't have a past or a future because they're neither in the Flintstones or the Jetsons. So Afrofuturism is this really radical notion, right? That there is a soon coming for some soon. And I think that that's something that's really interesting to think about in terms of Lauren Halsey's work, the way it archives but also projects, right? It's not just about gathering the past. It's not about being an anthropologist or archaeologist. That's why this concrete that you see in there isn't the actual sediment. This wasn't dug up. It's just to be dug, right? All right, so let's do some more stuff here. Eulogy for an XX hat. One of the things that I love about Lauren Halsey's work is how much it does collect and flirt with that idea of, is this the past or is this the future? Is this now? But something that's you know, coming back Sankofa style, coming back around and around again, are the X hats. And when I was in high school, people were rocking X hats. So this is a eulogy for an XX hat. This black X hat and XX hat, this X hat was on some neck shit, had cats calling cats black way back. With the snapback rocked backwards or the hat brim low as a casket lid or the fitted fixed, rock cocked back like X got knocked. Cock gat XX, had him X-eyed and stretched, black snap by the gat, the black buckshot shot X out the pocket. Get your hands out! X out the black X, rocked him out the pocket. Get your hands out my pocket! Get your hands off my black X hat, cocky black cat lions. Cocky till that gat staggered that cat. Stagger made an X cat of lions. Get your hand off my Stetson. Gun left son undone like a snapback, put a nigga head out. Nigga head out without an X hat on a nigga head. Where the nigga head at? Wearing the X hat snap niggas to blacks like X. The X hat made X niggas like X made X niggas till that nigga XX. Snapback sawed off in the Audubon, long gone and gone like those black X hats, black tilted brim broke. So, I've had the chance to write essays for Lauren. She's probably gonna get, if I keep kind of going like, she's right there, look. Like this is not about me in this moment. So I'm just gonna do that and continue to embarrass her. And the poem Afrofuturism was actually written reflecting some conversations I'd had with Lauren, the artist Terry Adkins, and the artist Mike Dimps. But I've not really had a chance to write a poem like for Lauren and her work. And so I gave that a shot. We're still working on it, but we'll see what happens. And it's actually for this installation. Ask what's cracking. How one gathers without hunting in the hood. How one gathers lost. What's crack a-lackin'. What whispers in the yaki on Egyptian musk vesper. Still here, though, some scheme on a pyramid. Some we was playing the wall like a text. Before some slung us up against it, misreading us and out of name, but not out. Still here, still there, on the 1, or the 105, or the 110, or the 125th. How we the there that gets there'd when they're here. Hear me? Ice cold despite the heaters. Cryogenetic rememory spun like sugar out grandma's house. What cement tundra make a Black Lives Matter horn of ain't no mountain high enough? Halsey holla back, what's crackin'? Beastin' at the seashores, she seen shells and heard sirens, Laura lying while what side to side a hard rock. The we still hear their nick talk. We riddle their lying game. How the funk say they shit stink, and we stay in the shit no matter what drop, whether it lands on a monument or the concrete sidewalk. Work on it. Fix it. It's gonna be better later, but it's here now. Right. All right. So there's a thinker that many people in this room might be familiar with, Fred Moten. Fred Moten, some of y'all have heard Fred Moten, probably. Let's give it up. When the recording comes, I'm just going to edit the part out where I said his name, and it's just going to go directly to me, that applause. So I appreciate that. That's going to be really important to me later and my feelings. In an essay called Little Black Kant, Little Black Kant, K-A-N-T, Fred Moten, some years ago, wrote this list that he calls a natural history of inequality, right? He says it's like a series called A Natural History of Inequality. And it's basically 16 characteristics. I'm going to read those 16 characteristics, but the reason I'm bringing it up is for years, I've been wanting to write something through that series, or write something that's kind of an understanding of that series. And so this is as close as I've come to that. But the series goes like this. These are the lists. 1, for natural history of inequality. 1, the stupid. 2, the irrational. 3, the deformed and or deformative. 4, the unfinished and or disruptive. 5, the driven and or transportive. 6, the irregular and or anti and anti-regulative. 7, the blurred and or blurring. 8, the curved. 9, the canted. 10, the arabesque. 11, the paragon. 12, the outwork and or mad absence of the work. 13, the outlaw. 14, the would have been outside. 15, the thing of nature that defies or defers rather than presupposes representation. And 16, the social, whose life in exhaustion of the given has often been mistaken for death. The irrational. Breathing and spitting into the saxophone should have grown at lungs, but made me instead a cybernetic aardvark. I sucked up half a colony of notes from Larlesin and picked up buku reefered crit. They mad for reference, reckon I point, thus metonymic, to dark depth deeper darker than Thanatos rocking a tux jacket under a doctoral gown, smoking out a juke down the bottoms that will be renewed soon come as an experimental theater space. It already was even prior to Java, Yaga, and cold-pressed designer breeds. My brass proboscis scrape floors, thus spark up a constellation, though maybe it's sax dragging a meat shade. You find the notes where they're going they haven't been. Let them do what they do. Into the made a colony, an experimental space. Prior to my shade, they've been what they do. They need someone, doesn't they? E.g., my skin gets red, patchy. In our kitchen, I study scale. Proposal, if the note's as big as colonists, figure I kaiju my cyborg ass. Crescendo myself past circular breathing's maximum occupancy. Even if that shit tear the stitches out my khakis, the housing crumbles around me, inhuming fossil from the future. I'm too winded to stop blowing now. Psh, them dummies still think they're tenors in Wee's vehicle. The unfinished and or disruptive. It wasn't ipso facto our over-Jordaning in the buck-ass media complex would piss them, but jacking into it with 1,369 ideas of visibility, they self-regard interrupted, reloading for views, nuisance flocks of brief black and bluebird tunes. So visible I was low-key in. Like they say, workers don't diligence since internet. It wasn't over with. We was, like they say, work. Needed doing for what I didn't do, and then some. But sullen obstruction of their factories' flues a thankless toil. Just imagine, as they do, we do it. Emergency. Brought in Deputy Covey. Breaker, breaker, the same old over to see us done for doing. Would not normally been so-called standard procedure. DC hedged, yet we're exception took. They have to keep adding pages to the manual of probable causes. Dirt shoveled down a trench, they keep spading. To wit, we only looked hurt. And with the streaming damned, perhaps our grimaces seemed shame at gumming workflow. Thus we were deaded for ergonomics, efficiency, refresh. We've been the tape the racer tears to mark victory. Our holes say they are buffering, done. When we're finished, they'll begin the begin, right? See us end until we end again. Gogging screens bulge, gagging, belches sound like breaking news. The curved. Broken English is, ghettorically speaking, apparently. English is speaking. Was a tongue in search of a mouth, or mouth in search of a tongue, became the combo featuring tongue and mouth duetting for a head. Tongue bowed to the dust, mouth gripping it in aspirational cartography, marking with indexical detail all the places they've forgotten to look. When ordered to hit a straight lick, mouth, in solidarity with tongue, chose crookedness. In solidarity with mouth, tongue practiced alveolar clicking and lisping as fine raspberry varietals. Nostalgic for a head that could at last house their newness, they cut a parabolic groove into the wood, breaking it down and laying in it. It could have been them, but they was playing. They played dead as aspiration research. One bit the other, chapped the other, a means to swell, a way to flay. Former, the head might erupt from accumulated fluid. Latter, it might help cracking the lip shell. These were the available logics. They flogged the combo's desire for home. They realized, though, that their movement was articulation, a fugitivity that bent without breaking. Ain't nodding and we-ising, they headed off, pursued, pursuer, pursuit at once, and dust cloud. Read one more of those. Let's do, okay, let's do the Outlaw. The Outlaw. Statutes had an Escher-esque capaciousness. Being outside them, instead, smack-dabbed us in their intended order. Entropy brought to heel through an entropic crackdown of act right. On the regular, we laid out interlaced pretty much anywhere a sociality could be shimmed by us prone. Sometimes one time would shoot, our athletic tick to run away at bullets. Something about this meat transmutes ammo to protocol. One time, the protocols didn't de-escalate us all the way. We up and carried them into our outlandish inner-city anatomies, and or contrariwise, so the police were moved to accompany us in our upward-down drive. I neither envy nor pity Popo, whose ethos for ordering depends on embroidering our periodic fuck-ups. What we're at's only legible while we're riddled with protocols, after all. Some people suggest our meaning justifies our end. They never suggest that. Instead, in order to write a sociality, sometimes bullets to protocols and or ordering depends on riddled meaning that they mean us to clarify a limit and hate that they're in it. We tally their bullets like our names. God, it's heavy. I'm all right. None of y'all got him. God dang it. Where's the compassion? I could have fallen right there. I did fall, but I could have hurt myself. And y'all just thought it was a show. Speaking of shows, so how many of y'all, okay, there's this artist, like, you know, kind of on the up and come, popular in some circles. Maybe some of y'all have heard of this artist, Beyonce. Y'all heard of Beyonce? Okay, some of y'all have heard Beyonce, okay. And then there's this other artist who everybody like talks about like they're an independent artist, but they're like backed by a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. Like, that's fine, it's cool, but like Kendrick Lamar, y'all heard of like Kendrick Lamar? Like, and that's not shade, but like it's always important to remember that like that's, you know, Interscope, you know. So he's working it, but like people shouldn't be upset when he's like selling Reeboks because that's basically what he's doing anyway. But K-Dot, Beyonce, important because they have a major platform and they are using it, and especially with Beyonce's sort of sense of the image, manipulating it in a really great, interesting, generative way, I think, right? It's at least worthy of conversation and thinking about some different things. But I wrote these three pieces And just so you don't think I'm just up here being random and shit, this is what they look, this is what one of them looks like, right? This is what another one of them looks like. And this is what the third of them looks like. And for those of you, I mean, I think that this was used in sort of some of the marketing for this performance, but this was the Afrofuture poem. So, you know, when I'm just up there spazzing and stuff, it's like I'm trying my best to actually do what this does. And in my head, like, when y'all, like, take one of these and, like, you know, you look at it, you can do so much of a better job of it in your head than I can do it live. Because there are things that are happening simultaneously. And I can't do that up here unless I use, like, a recording. Or, like, how do you decide whether you're going to read across like this? Or like, all of those things happen for you because when you take the text, you're, like, becoming an active participant. You're intervening in the text. I mean, one thing I like to say about this is that even when it looks like this, y'all are still active. Our literacy training makes it so that we start, if you're reading in English, you start at the left, you go across. Then you go back to the left, start across, right? So, like, there's a second whenever you encounter any text that your brain is probably screaming, what do I do? But your training kicks in. You go, oh, let's start over here and I move, right? But I just want to remind you that reading is active. You're participating. You are choosing to start here. And that's a choice. Usually things are written with that understanding, so it makes things follow the way they go. But I just want y'all to remember your activity in this. And when you're walking through the gallery, like I get self-conscious about it too, like that kind of moment of life. At some point in this process, my eyes actually begin to see what I'm looking at. Right? It's going to be like 20 seconds before I'm even seeing anything. I guess what I'm saying is even when you're in a gallery space, whether you're looking at a gallery space, looking at a book, looking at a film, this is a moment for you to actively engage and intervene in that text. What Lauren has been doing is been moving through her community, picking up art, picking up signs, picking up smells, like incense. She was studying incense for like years, just so she can understand what it smelled like to be where she was being. These are the interventions that she's making into it. That we still hear is an insistence. To have to say still means that there was a thought that you were gone. I don't imagine you gone when you're engaging this work. I don't imagine you gone when you're sitting there, me yelling at you and spitting and shit. I don't imagine you gone when you're reading this someplace private. When you're engaging art, you are present. When you're engaging the world, you are present. And that's what facilitates the possibility of meaningful intervention. So anyway, I was watching Beyonce videos and Kendrick Lamar. And these are basically recordings of me watching those videos. So sometimes I show the videos, but if you've never seen them, it doesn't matter, right? But you probably have seen some of them. So I'm gonna do Kendrick, because Lauren and I talk about Kendrick sometimes. Like you know, Lauren's like, you know, just watch, just pay attention, pay attention. Like a bridge over troubled waters, you don't own nothing, the world a hotel room. Ah! The first two women we see, one, look struck, two, head wound, exhibits A, B, Oakland on site as black political capital, black left on the asphalt, hashtag black males, IV rate, TV right, Urbanscapes pried open with crowbars, stays lit with the inner acting outer, one time carries the top dogs, palanquin or pall bearers, levitate, 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 hashtag lactates verb milk, bullet path, death, death. Hang time on that, levitate, 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 K-Dot's kicks above street level. Them kids taking up room on the land's black and white. A claim of turf, is he dead? Is he a guardian? Is he superheroic? Is he dead? All of the above? But if God got us, then Nagoos get loose in front of courthouses. It's complicated. Dun, 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 dun. Death. Dun, dun, dun. Ish turns up every time, though. Dun, 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 dun. K-Dot's chest don't say scared. Dun, dun, dun. All's my life I had to fight, nigga. I mean, up, nagoos. What was uncles, daddy, and brothers turn hard times, nigga? The color purple, color of bruises, kings, but K-Dot no walker. He floats like a butterfly or like bucks out a window. Who the we who gonna be all right, nigga? What you want? Is we all gonna be all right, nigga? What you want is, if the high life is pretty pussy and Benjamins, who gotta get low? Who come up show? Loving you is complicated. Silence for the record. Dun, dun, dun. Split in half, we falls down and we gets up with a song. Figures bent in and out of shape, all up in front of a woofer wall, his eyes, his mouths. You see something, say something. On that terror made in the US of A, death. The big black brother pops the lock to his crown, kept 100, 400 plus later as the woofers whoop, wait, watch on a black field. Dun, dun, dun. The street lamp under his boots, shoes not slung over, a low-riding sun hung over them streets. He balanced on that light like God got him by the collar, till death dragged him by the heart to the dirt. Death, hashtag chocolate marvel. Dun, dun, dun. Death points at. This video, a say something in black and white, so serious. Sculpture of a black in relief of the not white. Bodies, a gallery of installed bees. Objects, subjects, the better to be dead and alive. If God got us, we gonna be all right, but maybe not all alive. I said, if God got us, then we're gonna be all right, but maybe not all alive. Dun, dun, dun. It's complicated. Death points at. Is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead? Smile, K dot dot dot, complicated. All right, so this is, oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so that's this one. Y'all can pass it around. Sometimes it makes a little bit more clarity. All right, so this is Beyonce's Formation. Now, why did I put Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce at the same time? Because like when these videos came out, people, you know, we were in like sweep season of like police brutality. You know, like sweep season is like when you got to re-show the same shows again in preparation for a new season, but like you show them more frequency so people know they're there. Like, so it's like it wasn't new. Like, these were reruns, but we were seeing a lot more of them because it was sweep season on police brutality of people of color bodies. And during this time, Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce began dropping videos for All Right, right, and Formation. And what the way media covered it was like, finally, at last, you know, consciousness has returned to black popular music. And I like Erykah Badu was like must have swallowed her gele at that point. Just like, what return? I've been doing, like there have been tons of people doing it like really consistently throughout their careers, right? Throughout their history in popular music. But anyway, that's how it was sort of shaped. So I always imagine, well, essentially I always imagined, I began to imagine Kendrick Lamar and Beyonce as this kind of power couple, right? And so their music kind of comes together in that way. Now, as if to say to me, Doug, you're right, Beyonce was kind enough to have Kendrick Lamar on a track called Freedom, right, on Lemonade. However, I didn't see them performing that together until the BET Awards, right? So the Bay K Trey is this triptych of pieces about Beyonce and K-Dot, and it starts with All Right, goes to Formation, and then goes to Freedom. I'll do those now. I'll do Formation and Freedom. All right. What happened at New Orleans? Thus, this about history. What B is posed to be. Revenge in lyrics and images. Thus, this about myth. Exterior perish, water pose where it ain't posed to be. That bee throws shade in light of Illuminati mess. She a God-blessed child. She grounded till she got her own. Messy Maya, that queer signifier, invokes New Orleans as the queen signified crouch on the drowning squad car. Who washed up? Bitch, I'm back. The demand popular. What happened? at New Orleans. She grow gold chains from her gold brain, swag on some Yaki Isadora, black left on the asphalt, and the El Camino is B, the money out the window, B ain't a thing, Alizia Nexon, Bama Weezy Exis, Lula Bama Nexon, go off, go hard, get what's mine, a star, go off, go hard, get what's mine, a star, Alizia Nexon, Bama Weezy Exis, Lula Bama, genealogy is M pedigree, Negro, 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 queer men in the dark or backs to us. Who that no-face serve and serve? Of course it for to wasp waist. Puts the B-day in BDSM. Cocky, freshly squeezed, see it, you want it hard. The authentic black bend down. I slay, I slay, I slay. All day, all day. We gone, we gone, we gone, we gone, all day. I slay, we gone, all day. I slay. She move in Massa's house. She a neutron Negro. She no antebell, though her antebellum bell. Bell say she can, kin was Massa tool for gracious paper making. Interior, indoor pool, colored only. Water ain't where it posed to be. You know black women don't jump in no water. I slay, all day, we gon' slay. I slay. But B must have come up to be that B. Closed shopping center lot opens in surveillance gaze, thus tracking on lo-fi multi-generational tape. The video's HD turned HOOD, now to batlash at B's slum envision. She got money, the country's in her. Okay, ladies, okay, ladies, now let's get information. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Okay, ladies, prove to me you got some coordination. What it means to be played cheap is to be seen as less. It's some watching going down. This new grain sprinkles through the video now like a spice. Ingredients, aged red cayenne pepper, distilled vinegar, salt, product of USA. Prove to shake well before using. Twirl, this is a shimmy between striver and survivor. Striver is the one who haters hate. Survivor, who the we be. Okay. That B must have come up. That B must stunt up and down. B must stunt up. Givenchy dress, bling. Rock necklace says, bling, albino alligators, bling, chopper, and stunt down, hot sauce. El Camino, butt day, red lobster, Givenchy dress, red lobster, Givenchy dress, red lobster, rock necklace says, red lobster, Givenchy dress, red lobster, albino, red lobster, albino, lobster, albino, red Givenchy dress, albino, red lobster dress. Shake well before using. The ladies dance their martial moves as they marshal their formation for best revenge. Get your paper. Hashtag mattering is about value. Hooded like the reaped or the reaper, the black boy jukes between threatened or threatening. Hooded like the reaped or the reaper, the black boy jukes between threatened and threatening. Riot police surrender to, oh hell no, but yet it's that too. She must both be B and we, or she they, they. The water coming up on one time's car, she riding down, the one time her face look uncontrolled. Is she dead? 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 Then she bound and dry under a white parasol. Okay. The best part about watching the Freedom performance at the BET Awards is like in the beginning, like I'm being facetious, not the best part. People work very hard on it. But the funniest part is when Samuel Jackson doesn't know the camera's on him. And so he's sitting on a corner in the front row. And so he's sitting like this. And the dancers are walking by. The women dancers are walking by. And then I turn the corner, the military going around him. And the camera catches Samuel Jackson literally, I swear to you, on George Clinton, literally, he goes, it's like he just did not know that he was on camera right then. And it was, so there's a mention of that. And there was also Spike Lee, because this was, soon after Prince died. And so Spike Lee, at first you see Spike Lee and you're like, what are you wearing, Spike? He had this big purple, like velvety top hat on. And you're like looking at him, you're like, what the heck? And then you see the love sign right? The blending of the male and female sign on his lapel. I think it was like a tie pin, and so tie tack. You kind of go, oh, okay, okay. But still, Spike, word, like, he looked like the Mad Hatter in that like Disney movie. It was wild, but I mean, like, okay, it's Prince. What we gonna do? All right, so freedom. Red, 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 mist, 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 red, 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 red. Sam Jack all damn! Red, 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 red. It was fire this time from behind that red door linen, lines lioness-esque, glance lingerie, slant glance of lingerie armor, Africanized killer bees. When our republic wrote the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a note to which every American was behind. This note was, thus this about history, men as well, indeed and checks, lead rights of life, pursuit of happiness, so cash the checks, cash the check, a check that upon demand, the riches of security of justice, chiefly in general, beast mode, CJD, rhythm notion, 1814, B stay flanked by her pride, martial march by catwalk walk, the discipline, more S1W than SWV, don't cut loose there till they're QQ'd. Then their movement troubles the water, equals they grown-ass women. This was B's destiny, child. Freedom, freedom, I can't freedom, freedom, where art freedom, I need freedom to cut me, freedom, freedom, where art freedom, I need, cause I need freedom, freedom, cut me, freedom, freedom. Spike Mad Hatter lead, the fuck he got on, till Spywee the likely taff cap glyph, spiking purple rain, pain lapel, in pin tribute to whose party over, oops. Still, the fuck? Freedom, freedom, cut me, freedom, freedom, cut me loose, Africanized, the canted moves, loose and cutting, activistic figures, Sankofa coffee, caffeine to stay woke for the work, bam! See K-Dot's Grammy, all right, see B's formation, freedom, cut, freedom, 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 K-Dot's casket, a casket stance, a can't move, anti-cut, it loose. 6 feet deep concentration, he note comedian, dead seriously, the groove for the to thought, the taught to taught, the uprise, rising up, give me mine. Meet me at the finish line. Meet me at the finish. Keep that in mind. Meet me at the finish all the time. K-Dot cuts in with a double-jointed falsetto caterwaul. A deepest, darkest rattle, kinda androgynous kinda. Cue, okay, brothers, now let's get information. Lion line, shirtless, display the goods. Black men and equal opt to see it and want it. For show, Anto, heel to the water, which swallows red, light signifiers in its shallows of burning tears. There, K-Dot, chastely wrapped, hooded, booted, amidst the R&B skin, disciplined as a strapped magnum. Then they get loose. What mattered was mattering. They're due it a duet to death on living. Bet BET, bet they'd get live. The most important year in black pop since, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, cut me loose. Freedom, freedom, cut me loose. Like a Dead Sea, how B match K-Dot's sway? Black dancers don't say bodies. Black bodies don't say dancers. Wade in the water, laid in the water, laid in the water, laid in the water, laid in the water. How K-Dot match B's kicks? Then they get loose as fateful lightning, as all hell, all of the above. Mist, 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 mist. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So I only have like a few minutes left, so I'm just going to do like a couple of pieces, and I'm going to. So Lauren, would you rather hear that loud-ass colored silence scat, or that loud-ass colored silence beat music? The second one, beat music. Okay. That loud-ass colored silence beat music. And beat music is a genre of music. I don't want to call it hip-hop instrumentals, because the idea, when you usually say hip-hop instrumentals, it means that somebody's going to rhyme over them, right? But these are instrumental hip-hop compositions, right? And not to say that they started in LA, but LA has been one of the most popular sites for them from the low-end theory nights at the club. Flying Lotus is a great performer of them. And something that's interesting to me about beat music is that while there is certainly a presence of blackness in beat music, it's usually not verbal. So there's no speech, black speech present. And so I've been thinking a lot about beat music and why it can be an attractive form to many people. And I think of it as being something kind of like the sonic equivalent of gentrification. You get a place that has all the significations of blackness, but no black presence. All the significations of an urban, gritty culture. And yet that culture has been carefully evacuated so that you can project into that space what you'd like. That loud-ass colored silence, beat music. Boom! Those colored thumps are such a cheaper lot and breezy commute. Boom! Clack, boom, boom, clack, boom to the cat, to the boom, cat, to the boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, cat, boom to the cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, 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 boom, cat, cat. X marks the location, location, location. Boom, cat, to the boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, to the boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, cat, cat. Oh yes, yes, what's left get done to death. Boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, 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 cat, boom, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat. Kadum, 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 kadum. I have beated a silence back into you. Kadum, kadum, kadum. See how close we are to the museums? Boom, clack, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, cat, cat, boom, clack, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, bat, boom, bat, boom, boom, clack, boom, bat, boom, bat, boom, bat, boom, bat, boom, boom, clack, boom, cat, boom, cat, boom, bat, boom, pushing the low ends instrumental to the boom. Pushing the low ends instrumental to the boom, the flown rewound to a new tract. Bust the beaten out, some exit the old style into the style jack. Yes, yes, in the place to beat. Beat? Yes, yes, we still boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom. Beat it, boom. You bother me, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom, clack, boom. The beat ain't spit, but a pattern of loud-ass colored silences. Pack not, who could trap in this track? No ain't to taint, no yo to oi, no tearing tongue to spoil your parade on home, just a clipping of funk in 32-bit ambiance you can live with. Boom, clack, 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 boom. See how close we are to the museums? Boom, clack, 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 boom. Amen. Okay. Thank you. All right. So let's do one more thing. One more. And people who have seen me read before know I read this a lot. I'm sorry. I just feel like it today. Make sure. Oh, good. So, heavy stuff today. It's been largely an unpleasant experience, I'm sure, for all of us. And so I feel like I need to cheer things up. And so I'm going to do a peppy poem about the Middle Passage. Now, the Middle Passage, for those of y'all who don't know, is the name of the part of the triangle trade. Not a platonic triangle, not a pyramid, but triangle. That brought many people from Africa, the old world, old continent, to the new continent, the new world, the new hemisphere, right? At least new in certain literatures. And so one of the things that's interesting about the Middle Passage is that during much of this history, there were similar booms in terms of ideas around science and civilization and these kinds of things. And if you were a natural historian, somebody who writes a lot about animals, if you wanted information about the ecological habits of sharks, right? You're a jawsothist, I think is the technical term. Then you would speak to crews, especially the captains of slave ships, because sharks would follow the ships. Now, why would they do that? How many people here have either fed pigeons in a park or trained a dog? Anybody raise your hands? Or seen it done on TV? That's fine. All right, so animals are best domesticated when you use food to train them. That's why the pigeons come to the same picnic tables, because people have given them food there. That's why you're bribing your dog with the food, right? So the sharks would follow the ships like dogs because they knew they'd get food. And what was that food? It could be anything from the kind of general wastage on a ship, but oftentimes it was people. Many times it was the captives. Sometimes, though, because there was a lot of just atrocity happening, if there were a captain who was fearing a mutiny, he might drag sailors behind the ships, right, as well. But most of all, it was the expendable, if you got your insurance papers right, bodies and humanities of the enslaved or captured at this point Africans, right? And the sharks would follow these ships, right? And so there's sharks in this poem, is one of the things you should know. This poem quotes Parliament, the funk group, not the governing body, Disney's The Little Mermaid, the modernist poet T.S. Eliot, and the poet Robert Hayden. They're in there. A duppy is a ghost, but specifically a ghost of someone killed unjustly. If you don't think about that as an oxymoron, there you go. Like killed unjustly, murdered unjustly. I think that should do it for all of the preamble. So let's just jump into Swim Chant for Nigger Merfolk and Aqua Boogie set in Lapis, a concluding poem, peppy poem about the Middle Passage. Never learned to swim, but me sure can dive. Over million ship do wah wah. Over million ship do wah wah. Let your fishbone slip in, let your fishbone slip in, let your fishbone slip in, let your fishbone slip in. Make a wish, ye blackfish, make a feed, be black bleed. They's company coming. Hammer's head till hammer's head, hammer heads till hammer's head, to ham or head till hammer's fed. Oh, they's company knocking. Great white jaw, jaw, juju, no, there's company dining. Duppy Guppy say, stay we in azure amber, can't remember, oh, they's company haintin'. And all about was a darkening cloud, and the gullets filled of brine and kine, cattle, chattel, charnel channel of a deep blue. See all about that darkening cloud, and the gullets full of water, and the gullets full of slaughter. Assault, oh, charnel channel of a deep blue sea. Poseidon slides his foaming shroud, assured no one will see. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more is you looking for? So sang a pair of ragged claws scuttling across the flow of silent seas. Oh, ye nigger merfolk, a love song for song lovers. It'll all be fine, thin. Attention, nigger mermaids, mermen and merninnies, chain like hooked and sink sardines. Do not bleed in the sea. The stains won't wash out. We ain't responsible for your mess. Much abilged, the management voyage through. They's company, haintin', can't remember. Oh, they's company, haintin', the stains won't wash out. Thank you.